All right, everybody, welcome to the third installment of the Fallen Kingdom server work in progress development diary series. That is too much of a mouthful. I'm going to need to shorten that. Either way, dude, I'm excited to show you the core feature of the whole project today, which is the raiding or the tower defense, whatever you want to call it. But first, a word from our sponsor, which isn't actually me today. I know, it's really surprising. It's Lenovo Legion laptop computers. Nice alliteration there. I worked with them recently on an ad campaign, helping put together a video with another YouTuber called Your Average Consumer. He does tech reviews and things like that. And if you're interested in checking out the video, we play some Minecraft. We do a little 1v1 battling it out. Check the link in the description, or it's at the end card for the video if you want to check it out after you're done here. That said, let's get into some cool stuff. You may remember some of these pre-built structures from the last video, but they kind of just sat there and didn't do much. Now they're functional though, and we'll check them out in just a second. But a little recap just in case this is the first video you're seeing. So when you create your kingdom, you'll outline your flag colors, which I chose orange and yellow this time. I had to make a new kingdom since last time. This one's called Super Cool instead of Test, so it's way cooler, obviously. I know everyone wants me to make my flag purple and green, but I refuse. Then you outline your raid path, which is the path that enemy troops will follow when they're raiding your kingdom. And then you also get a builder's hut blueprint once you've started off. And the builder is kind of how you go and get all the other structures, like the ones that I've spawned in over there, as well as your towers for your raid path. And we're going to be balancing the cost of how much gold these things are when you want to put them down, as well as like what your points are as to how many towers you're able to put down. Like maybe the beehive costs 5 points out of your total 100-point allocation when you're budgeting out how many towers you can put down. And the higher level your castle, like this is tier 1, you can go up to tier 3 at launch. You'll have like more points available that you can put more towers down at your kingdom. So next up though, in order to actually get troops for raiding, so there's two sides, right? There's the raiding and there's the defending. You kind of need both. So you're going to need some resources, and you're also going to need armor and things like that for yourself. So if we come on over to the smith here, that's how you're going to get armor and weapons for yourself, because you're going to be on the path with either your towers or with the troops that are raiding, as you're being either on the offense or the defense. So say I just want to quickly make a leather helmet, which is obviously not very high protection. I need 100 gold, which I have, and I also have 32 leather here in my inventory. So I'm going to click to forge. Smith here is going to head on over to the anvil and start smashing on that leather cap for a couple minutes or so. Currently busy, so, you know, can't have him doing anything else at that particular time. So you could put down multiple blacksmith buildings if you wanted to be working on more things at once. And you'll see my leather disappeared out of my inventory and the balance of gold also went down. So he's going to work on that. And while he's working on it and I'm lighting myself on fire, I'm going to walk on over to the farm and the butcher, which is another pre-built. This is the farm pre-build here. And let's say I want to get some wheat. It's the quickest. It's going to take a minute to grow and cost 200 to plant. And then we're also going to go to the butcher. And again, beef is the quickest and cheapest. And these cows are going to slowly, actually much quicker than they would in real Minecraft. They're going to grow up to be bigger cows. And then we're going to click that and they're going to be ended. And then they're going to contribute to sustenance for our troops, because you need to be able to have resources in order to get troops. Now we can fast forward this whole process here, although Mr. Smith over here has gotten our cap, so we can go into the inventory, grab the leather helmet out of there, and look at us, dude. We are ready for the highest tier rating the world has ever seen in history. Isn't that swick? And then over here, we might still be counting it down, but it should be pretty freaking close. See the cows, they've all grown up and everything. Isn't that beautiful? And not quite ready yet, though. Not quite. Takes a minute. It hasn't been a minute, but it looks like our crops over here are good. So this is glowing. It says you can harvest the crops. We'll get 16 wheat, which is important because we need that in order to sustain our army. And then over here now, we can get our beef and RIP cows. Poor things. And in the meantime, might as well, this is going to take 4 minutes. We might as well just get it planted. So you're probably going to always want to have crops growing, livestock being grown and harvested, and you can place down multiple of these structures. The only downside is it's going to impact how much space you have for your raid path, how much space you have for free buildings. So all that balance, that's going to be up to you as you're designing your own kingdom once this is released. Again, we're still developing, not released yet, no specific release date, sometime in the future. We still have Carol Baskins over here as the archers. Pretty great. So, and again, you have different levels all the way up 1 through 5 of those pre-builds. So those are all level 1. This is level 1. They're all level 1 right now. Let's talk to our trainer, though. So this is the barracks, which is where you're actually going to get troops to do a raid. So right now, it's not costing anything just because we're in development. So I can click on these a bunch of times. So we've got zombie, skeleton, panda, creeper. All the attributes and descriptions are being tinkered with. This is all development text right now and exactly how much it's going to cost and everything like that. It'll all change as we playtest this. But now if we go into pending troops here, you can see that there's a training time for all these. As we go into pending troops, all these are currently being trained up right now. And then we can go into current troops. And these I had done previously. That's why they're already in here. We might as well queue up a few more, though, because we can do a raid simulation and test our own troops against our own defenses, which is pretty cool, I think. So you can see how well your tower defenses hold up against the army that you're going to use against other people's kingdoms, which I think is a really cool feature. So we can let that sit in the meantime. Those are going to train up. And the pandas are actually, they're more of a development tool at this point because they have just ridiculous amounts of health just so that they can encounter all the towers on the path and make sure that they're all working properly. So as of right now, we have about half of the towers in. These are the ones that do not have actual mobs to spawn and interact with the troops that are on the path. These ones kind of shoot projectiles, and that's how they interact with and deal damage to the troops that are on the path. So why don't we strategically lay out some towers here? This is the Guardian Tower. So we're going to right-click to give it a place. It's going to take a minute. It doesn't have an animation right now, but obviously we'll have more of an indication as to when something is pending building in a particular spot once we launch. We'll put another at this corner right here. There we go. That's the Guardian Tower spawned. All right, so that's the Creeper Mortar right there, and it shoots out TNT. It doesn't have an animation right now, but it will, and that's going to be so cool, like an actual slingshot going off. This is the Archer Tower, which you're probably going to be unsurprised to know is a skeleton currently sitting on top, but we might change that to an actual, like a knight or a more player-looking model that'll look like it's actually drawing back a bow as it shoots you rather than the skeleton. And we could do, how about we do a Mage Tower here, which will have an Illusioner on it, casting some spells. And then we could slow troops in the beginning with the Snowman Tower here. All right. So all of those are things that are purchased at the builder. So you can see all the different towers here. We'll have this categorized into different pages so it's more clear rather than having the mine, which is a pre-built structure combined right in with all your towers. And then also you have your farm here in between zombie and cave spider. So the ones that aren't in right now, I'll show them later. And those are the ones that are going to spawn mobs. But now that we have these set up here, why don't we go ahead and do a raid simulation now that I think all of our troops are probably trained up. We'll just double check that. Let's see. No more pending. We got a bunch of current troops here, several pages worth. All right, let's do it up. So you'll notice here in my inventory, I have all the different types of mobs available, and it'll allow me to spawn them for as many instances as I have trained up. I'm going to see if we can get some way to have a counter so you'll know how many of each troop you have available. But let's start off with, we'll do the panda last. Look at the snowman just peeking out. All right, he's ready for action. So if I just click on it, we'll do zombie. So the zombie's going to spawn on the path, and now the snowman is going to shoot at it. It's going to deal damage, and it's also going to slow the zombie down so that it can take more damage from the other towers. All right, now it's within range of the skeleton on the Archer Tower. Boom, just done. Let's spawn a few skeletons here. And so there are going to be multiple 1 through 5 levels of each of these towers, the additional towers that haven't yet been implemented. There are going to be multiple levels of all of the different troops, the skeletons, the zombies, etc. They might be indicated with different types of armor on them. With Optifine, in the future, we might even be able to do different skins. Oh, look at that, dude. The Creeper Mortar going off. So this is actually, this will have an animation when it's fully implemented. You'll see this thing shooting. And all this is done just with a resource pack. It's that easy. No mods, totally vanilla. You just join the server, you get the resource pack installed automatically once you click yes. Let's start off with a panda. So you can click these anywhere, right? So if you are on the offensive and I'm trying to raid this kingdom, I'm going to have as the raid commander, whoever has initiated the raid within the offensive kingdom, they're going to have these things to be able to use in their inventory. So you could be anywhere along the path and you're like, all right, let's bring in this new reinforcement or something like that. I guess they changed the panda health. It had like 300,000 health when I was getting shown all this earlier. So I guess I need to spawn a few in at once just so we get to see all the towers in action. Let's just do our full army here until we have none left. And so I'll spawn in all the pandas until it just doesn't have any more. You don't have any pandas left, and that's the message that it gives us. But you could be anywhere in this path, right? And you're battling, you have your sword, you have your armor, you're out here PvPing, PvEing, all that stuff. Oh god, that's kind of surprising. Just getting the TNT in my face right there. You can call in your troops as you're going. So you don't have to like actually click them on the ground like a spawn egg, which I think is pretty cool. And see over here, the Guardian just zaps them down, dude. Anyway, it's going to be a lot of balancing, obviously. There's just, you know, that's where we're at right now. It's just tweaking the numbers so that everything is fair. So you notice the Illusioner, the lightning strikes that are coming down, those are coming from the Illusioner. And we'll see if maybe we add in kind of different effects and stuff over time. Likely these pandas are going to make it all the way through because they have a lot of health and there's not a lot of towers left. Thought I'd just show the Illusioner once again with its lightning. But in the future, once we've added the towers that spawn other mobs, you'll have mobs going against each other on the path as well. And the way we think it's going to be set up is that there will be different kind of checkpoints as far as these barricades that will exist on your path for the raid. And you'll have to like actually, as a player, kind of hit to break down those barricades to make it to the next section until you finally make it over to the end over here. And I don't have any towers that are laid down for the rest of the path. So this panda is just going to walk freely over to the end and then end the raid. But that's a little showcase of how the towers work, how the troops are going to work. There's going to be plenty of balancing. Things might change over time, but this is the general concept. And I'm pretty stoked with how this is turning out. It's just the models are so cool. I don't think I've seen too many other servers that put custom models to use to this extent, and it's pretty exciting. It looks like you've swallowed a few arrows. Is that your quiver? The skeleton is the quiver itself. So yeah, I can't wait to show you the future towers and stuff like that, and actually, you know, being able to combat myself and against other players, because you are going to be firsthand involved on the battlefield. It's not just letting the AI go and do what the AI does. Like, you are there doing PvP and PvE. But the cool thing is, even if you're AFK, no one is on your kingdom, and you get raided, like, you still have your towers, right? It's not like you're just screwed if you're not available for a weekend. You still have defenses that can hopefully work even if you're not present. So anyway, we'll let these reach the end. And once our panda makes it to here, and I think we'll indicate it maybe more clearly with some diamond or something, that this is the finish line of the raid, it should end. Now, we have to figure out what the exact metric is for winning. It might be there's one last barrier here, and if that barrier goes down, that is a successful raid, something like that. Or maybe it'll be something else. We still have to figure that out exactly. And in the future, man, for different updates, I'm just thinking, oh, what if we had 2 raid paths? Because there's, you know, we have the statue over there, but we could also have another entry be from over there, and you have to defend 2 paths at once or something like that. There's so many more towers to add, so many more troops and different abilities and stuff we can add. There's just, there's so much potential for updates after we release it in the very beginning. So anyway, I'm super stoked on how this is turning out. Like I said, I personally haven't seen much else like it. You'll have to forgive me if there are any other servers out there doing it, but that's pretty stokage, dude. Custom models are so swick. Anyway, just wanted to show that for now. This has been the third update. So yeah, make sure to like if you liked. Check out the playlist if you want to catch the other 2 installments, see how we got to this point in the first place. And subscribe, stay tuned for more stuff in the future. And once again, thanks to our sponsor, Lenovo. If you want to check out that video that I did with your average consumer, then check the link in the description. And yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.